It's filmed basically in my backyard.
Oh, really?
Because they go to they go to the diner on Jerusalem Avenue.
Oh, really?
In Hicksville. You know the diner that's technically the original diner in Hicksville?
Yeah.
The Empire Diner. But the thing is, I've never seen anyone seen it in that diner. And all of a sudden you go into the movie, they act like that's like the place that everyone goes to.
Well, here's something I thought. I sent it to you. The diner that in East Meadow, speaking of that used to listen to that one time when my old co-host Andrew DeMarco went in and they heard his voice, like, "You're on Sports Talk." That diner's closing.
Hello,
is this Nick?
Empress?
Yes.
Is this Sports Talk?
This is the show where we talk sports.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, you should. It's every Thursday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. 100% commercial free.
Following Stock Hop.
How you doing, boys?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Hi, Cameron. How you doing?
Nick
doing good.
Warnberger.
It's Ornberger. That's me.
I had to do with the Boomer Esiason fake accent that he puts on sometimes.
He's really been doing it hard. Boomer's been really... Yeah, he's been really doing his Long Island accent very hard, stronger lately.
But it sounds more Boston when he does it for some reason.
Again? Didn't he grow up in what is he?
No, East Islip.
East Islip.
No, he grew up in East Islip with Sal Campy. That was his football coach.
I lives in Manhasset.
Yes, now he does.
Oh my God! I mean, you couldn't make it up more if you tried. He grew up here.
Yeah.
Oh man. I really wish I could be there, but unfortunately this geology class is kicking my butt, so you never imagine how hard it is to study rocks.
Rocks for jocks.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought. That's why I took the class. Oh, well. So I got a comment. I got a comment on the idea. First of all, Richie from Shirley. I don't know if he brought it up to say it was possible, or if he brought it up to say like I don't know. But the idea of the Mets and Yankees ever trading is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. It will never happen. And on top of that, the Yankees would never offer Gleyber Torres or any of the big guys to go after a guy like DeGrom. I'm sorry, like the or Syndergaard for that matter. The polish has absolutely fallen off at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's all the Syndergaard thing and then whatever. It's all due to Terry Collins.
You really think that?
I think it's everything. I think just the whole 15 season, the overpitching of everybody, the overusage of everybody. Look what happened to Johan Santana after he did that no hitter.
Yeah, but
I mean, even though you're in the hype of the moment, is it worth it to save your season?
Yeah, but we dealt with that with Aroldis Chapman last year, and it took a year for him to get back to normal. And look at him now. I mean, you can overpitch a guy for a year, and it'll last. But I mean, these guys haven't been the same for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I agree that Terry might have had something to do with it.
Maybe.
Who brought in a pitching guru for a reason? This guy, Mickey Callaway, is supposed to be able to turn these guys around, right?
Yeah, it's... it's complicated because I think that they brought Mickey Callaway in because he's a modern manager. And when you got two aces and studs like Syndergaard and DeGrom, you don't need... That's old-time baseball. You just let those guys go out and pitch and get wins for you, is what you let them do. But they're not winning when those guys start. Those guys aren't exactly going... Number one, DeGrom is different this year. And number two, Syndergaard forgets that he's a big, fast-throwing pitcher from Texas, and he's trying to be cute. And he doesn't rush anybody back or own the inside or whatever. He just gets cute on 3 and 2, and he tries to throw a slider and just weird stuff. So, and then you've got Cespedes, who, and I think has just been an indictment of we've seen with the Cuban players. They just can't stay healthy. You know, of course, they didn't have the best nutrition and exercise programs and like growing up and everything, but that's just, lower body injuries again 4 times, I guess, in the last 10 years for Cespedes. And, Frazier, I mean, the team was built together on a budget. And
absolutely.
It's $100+ million. I get it. But nowadays in baseball, $100+ is a start. That's what you have to do just to field a team. So,
but this is what I was saying before this season ever started. This is what I was saying. They did not address enough of these holes. They did not address their infield. They barely addressed the outfield. They were banking on Cespedes and Conforto. They were banking on the idea that their bullpen could evolve from within. Who'd they go out and get this year? They got Swarzak, and he's been hurt half the time. And they got nobody except for Vargas to start in their starting pitching.
And they jumped the gun on getting Swarzak. That was they got him like day one out of the free agent period. They're like, Callaway saved this guy in Cleveland. He wants to come back here and be with Mickey. Blah blah blah. Well, he's out. I think he's on a 60-day DL for what I know.
It's insane.
They got Reyes, the adopted Wilpon. Now that Franco's retired, I mean, why do you have Reyes on this team?
Why is he on this team?
No.
I'm not a Mets fan, but why is
he should be playing 50 miles east of Citi Field?
Exactly. Yeah,
with K-Rod.
And he does stupid things. He gets picked off in a huge spot.
And his whole thing's supposed to be speed.
Yeah, I know exactly, speed. I mean, he's still fast, but you can't steal first.
He's Brett Gardner without the ability to run first to third.
Yeah, man. It's and the thing is, can he still field? I don't even know. I don't really know because Rosario is going to be a good player, but the problem is Rosario is on the way up, and he's 3 years away, 2 to 3 years away. So patience for him is not there.
I agree.
If he was on a good team, patience would be there, but he's not on a good team, and so thus a lot of stuff is all eyes are on him as well. So.
Rosario is going to be a slow bloomer. He reminds me of a guy that the Yankees were impatient enough with, for good reason, because he never fully bloomed, but a guy like Austin Jackson, who just never reached the potential that we thought he was going to reach out in Detroit. But regardless, he just was so slow in becoming to his own. I look at Rosario and I say, I can see so much of this guy, an overhyped guy who might just be just a very, very good ball player as far as a hitter and a really good defender. That might be all this guy is. Nothing done.
And that's all a shortstop had to be. A shortstop had back in the day. It was if you hit 260 and field your position, you're fine. Now you got to hit like maybe 275 and above and field your position. That's still fine. But you're not going to get what the Yankees are getting from Didi Gregorius is not going to happen. So
it's insane. Yeah. We could never have expected Didi to turn out like that.
And one thing, and I just thought about this as I was driving here tonight. It was 20 years ago this week. It was. I got married 20 years ago last week.
Congratulations!
Thank you. The Yankees are. And think about 1998. The Yankees were doing a year that really has never been duplicated since. Right? They won all those games in '98, and they eventually won the World Series. And that's what we're looking at right now, where the Yankees they'll lose one game and win 9 in a row. So. And then the Mets did something ambitious and got Mike Piazza because at least to get some of the newspapers versus the internet today are different, but to get some of the back page away from the Yankees, Mets realized, look, we're not in a vacuum. It's not them and us, and the two shall meet. The Yankees and the Mets very much share this town, so go do something bold, whether it be Machado or I don't know who else is out there, Mets, because you are losing everything. The worse, how bad you are gets magnified based upon how good the Yankees are.
Well, also don't forget the industry itself wanted the Mets to get Mike Piazza. Because remember, Mike and the Mad Dog was talking about it on the air.
That's what they still take credit for.
They basically made that trade happen.
Yeah, exactly. And it was Nelson Doubleday. That was the problem. Nelson Doubleday was the owner who wanted it. There's no more Nelson Doubleday here. It's Saul Katz and the Wilpons who spend money like.
By the way, that 98 Padres team, were they all that, or just kind of like a fluke team that kind of just happened to make it?
A little bit of both. They were a good team. They were a really good team.
They had the hit king.
They had Tony Gwynn. They had Trevor Hoffman. They had Ken Caminetti. They were a good team, but they were not the Yankees of '98.
Yeah, they were not the Yankees.
I mean, who was really dominant in the NL? The Braves. That's about it.
Yeah,
but the Braves choked every year.
You got to remember, '97 was the Marlins
against the Indians.
Right. But then what happened? They blew the Marlins up.
Oh, that was Loria.
So that was they blew the Marlins up in '97.
98, they blew them up. Conine got sold off the first time.
Yeah, but '98 was Piazza was there for a few days from the Dodgers. That was where they moved out Gary Sheffield and all those guys out to L.A. And then they brought and then the Mets traded Ed Yarnall and Preston Wilson and somebody else.
Let me ask you guys a question, because this has been bothering me for a little while. People making the comparisons, and I was I was 9, but I was alive enough to remember the '98 team. Does anybody find it a little offensive that this current Yankee team is being compared to the Yankee team? I mean, you had Jorge Posada and Derek Jeter and Bernie Williams. We know about all their accomplishments. I mean, Tino Martinez was on an outrageous year that year. Paul O'Neill, Scott Brocious. I mean, come on.
I agree with your point. Close. I think this team is a more feast or famine type of team compared to the '98 team.
I agree. There was so much more consistency on the '98 team.
Because when this team loses, as we saw in the beginning of the season, they lose.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So, but when they win, they win. They hit all those home runs. But when they're cold, they can't even get you a single, because all they do is hit home runs.
Absolutely, I agree with that so much. Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
With what the Yankees are doing right now, their pitchers are still no slouches. I think Sonny Gray with his personal catcher
I'm so tired of that.
But he's not. But he's got to be a number 4 pitcher. He can't be a number.
Guess what happens?
They want this Sherman guy to be better than Sonny Gray.
Because guess what happens in the playoffs? It's a 3-man rotation in the playoffs.
That's what it is. And
so
Severino
it has to be. It has to. I mean, let me ask you guys a question. If they come to playoffs, 7-game series, it's got to be. Right. It has to be Severino, right? It's got to be, I guess, Sabathia right now.
Yep, and Tanaka.
And then it's got to be Tanaka.
But it won't be. It'll be somebody else.
But
some acquisition will be there.
Yeah, I assume so. Whether it be a Bumgarner or whoever.
With regard to the Yankee pitching staff, Severino, if the Cy Young Award was voted on right now, would be top 3, right? I mean, he's that good this year.
Right there, yeah.
So I don't expect that to stop. And Sabathia, age is a thing, and he's a different pitcher than he ever was, right? He's had to learn to pitch differently.
But he knows how to pitch in the postseason.
Correct.
That's the thing.
And he's a lefty, so that matters. And Tanaka.
Let's not forget, though, the standings are set up differently now. Now, if you get second place, there is no more, they're in the same place as the Red Sox. So let's say, as the first place team, I'm sorry. So say if the Red Sox get first place, and the Yankees just happen to lose one game, which is the wild card game, which they did before against the Astros. Guess what?
I believe the Red Sox have a lot of problems.
It's going to be a great summer, them going back and forth, I think.
But I do believe there's enough things going on with the Red Sox where, David Price skipping games, and then they say he's got carpal tunnel syndrome from playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got big... And then Sale...
the bullpen is kind of a mess too.
It's kind of an odd thing.
Here's the thing. Right now, Craig Kimbrell's going on the downturn. I don't know if it's permanent, but he's definitely going into a slump. They're going to have issues with their bullpen. They're going to have issues with their starting pitching. The problem is, so are the Yankees until they fix their third starting pitching problem.
You look at Kimbrell's putting up numbers that are ahead of, like, no one's done at his age, except for Mariano and the like, but like 2 or 3 other guys, and Trevor Hoffman, never done what Kimbrell's doing. And Kimbrell's even younger than we think. He looks old, but he's younger than we think. So,
what is he, like 33, 34?
I thought he was younger than that. I don't know. I'd have to see the age on him, but
I thought he came up in the.
He's 29. He's 29.
He's 29.
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly. That's my point.
May 28th, 1988.
No way.
Yeah.
That is.
He's not even 30 yet. He turns 30 in a couple of weeks.
That's insane.
Oh.
You know why that blows me away? Because I thought the same thing as you. Like, man, he's probably like 32, 33, about to hit his decline. He's 29.
Right.
No excuse.
And that's exactly my point. I'm saying, like, he is younger than we think he is, and he's got these crazy numbers. He's going to, I never thought someone would give Mariano a run for his money. And not to say that he's going to.
He's not going to.
But he's got a chance. He's got a chance.
I got to be honest with you. Mariano did it with one pitch. Even if he did come close, and I mean come close, Mariano did it with one pitch for an entire
Well, he was a
career.
failed starter. That's what I always say about like relievers. It's not an insult to say that Mariano Rivera was a failed starter because he was an outstanding reliever, but he was a failed starter. But that's exactly, you can do that. You can't have only one pitch as a starter, but you can as a untouchable closer.
I mean, jeez.
But you need
was there anything more terrifying as a hitter than watching Mariano walk out to the mound?
That split finger is a dangerous pitch. I just watched it. I'm watching guys watching the Major League Baseball games, any team this week, and there'll be these ordinary pitchers, and they throw that, they make some batters look really stupid. That's the pitch I'd be teaching kids to throw.
I agree. That's what made Tanaka so dangerous when he stormed into the league. That split-fingered fastball that just ducked out of the zone. That's why he was untouchable in 2012. No